I don't buy used games at GameStop anymore, mostly because they seem to barely discount them over new games. Why would I want to buy a used copy of Call of Duty when I could find a new one for $3 more? Last time I was there, they tried to sell me some sort of annual plan where I could get larger discounts on used games in exchange for an annual fee. The whole thing felt like a scam. Well, it turns out GameStop is nothing but one big scam. Let me explain why. Reason number one. Strange things are happening at GameStops. GameStop will buy your used games and video game hardware. They're more interested in the games that are currently popular. You'd expect that if a game just came out that you wouldn't be able to buy it used. You would be wrong. Often GameStop will somehow have used copies of popular games. How can this be? That isn't the only weird thing going on with GameStop stores. You can find a lot of news articles detailing incidents where people bought used games at GameStop only to find the box had a bag of meth or heroin inside. I found numerous articles talking about this from all over the United States. What is going on here? Why are so many people finding meth in video games? Reason number two, GameStop and thieves. Most thieves aren't after the material items they steal. They're in it for the cold hard cash. They steal stuff that they hope to sell on the black market. Shoplifting is a crime of choice for lazy, unambitious thieves. These aren't people planning the next heist out of a Grand Theft Auto video game. More likely than not, their shoplifting escapades aren't going to lead to a life of luxury. What it will lead to is enough money to buy heroin or meth. That's generally what these people are looking for. They want to get high. For most thieves of this variety, they're going to want to sell the stuff as fast as possible. That is because they need that heroin ASAP. So they'll sell the stuff for pennies on the dollar. The most popular items stolen are always going to be those that can most easily be resold. The ability to resell the item is more important than how much it is worth. GameStop and thieves go together like peanut butter and jelly. GameStop is a place that is guaranteed to buy certain video games or certain video game hardware. Thieves are people who always accept the insultingly low price GameStop offers for video games. It's because they need that heroin ASAP. GameStop can then sell the same game they paid someone $5 for $55. It's pure profit. I'll play my intro, then give you 3 more reasons. Reason number 3. GameStop knows what is going on. How important is the sale of stolen video games to GameStop's business? Well, consider the claims in this article from The Consumerist. GameStop instituted a quota that 30% of sales coming from any given store would have to come from used games. GameStop didn't even care about the sale of new games. Some GameStop managers responded to this by deliberately not stocking certain new games. They'd lie to customers and tell them that they didn't receive the shipment. This artificially inflated their quota of sales coming from used games. This helped those managers get promotions and avoid getting fired. That is, of course, until this article exposed what they were doing. So this all seems very stupid on GameStop's part, right? Why'd they use this quota system instead of focus on overall store profits? Well, here's the dirty truth. GameStop wants to intimidate its employees into buying stolen games. Even in stores that are generating a ton of profits, GameStop doesn't want them to turn away people who are offering to sell used games. That is why they impose a quota system. The other takeaway from this is that GameStop must make bank off selling these used games. The fact that the metric they use to evaluate managers doesn't even bother to include new game sales is shocking. How could this be? Profits from new game sales must be so dwarfed by used games that they're basically insignificant to GameStop. So how bad is it? Well, in Memphis, Tennessee, police conducted an undercover investigation where they offered to sell video games they told GameStop employees were stolen. 8 different GameStop employees agreed to buy the games. Reason number 4. GameStop is a convenience store for thieves. GameStops are even strategically located to maximize convenience to the thieves. Using Google Maps, I looked at the city of Las Vegas, which apparently has 20 GameStop stores. Of those, 15 are located in the same strip mall as a Target, Walmart, or Best Buy. I also looked up GameStops in Austin and I found a total of 9. 8 of those 9 were in the same strip mall as a Target, Walmart, or Toys R Us. This is not a coincidence. GameStop deliberately opens its stores in the parking lot of big box stores that also carry video games. GameStop wants to make it as easy as possible for someone to go and steal the latest game from a big box store and then literally simply walk next door and sell it to GameStop for a handful of dollars. Reason number 5, GameStop is heavily involved in politics. In 2016, GameStop donated over $13 million to politicians. Of that, 95% went to the Democrats. Why is GameStop donating a huge amount of money to the Democrats? GameStop is a chain store that seems to thrive off of suburbanization, low-paid workers, and consumerism. Why do they strongly favor the Democrats when it comes to political donations? Well, Walmart, Target, and Best Buy are not complete idiots. Law enforcement can see what is going on as well. I quickly figured this is what was happening while working as a prosecutor. I suspect some people who watch this video will have already realized that this is basically how GameStop works. GameStop is not the first type of business to operate this way. In fact, the same thing has been going on with pawn shops for many years. Local government responded to this by regulating pawn shops. In many different localities, pawn shops are required to keep logs of who they're buying things from, to check identifications, and sometimes to even take a fingerprint. Surely upon learning that so many people are selling stolen video games in their stores, GameStop would agree to follow these pawn shop laws, right? Nope. Instead, they've started buying Democrat politicians and demanding that they should be exempt from these laws. In the majority of states, they don't have to comply with any sort of anti-theft pawn regulations. Of course, the progressive game journalists have completely sided with GameStop in these disputes. How much does GameStop make off of this? Well, they made $2.84 billion in gross income last year. That is $2.85 billion in profits, not revenue, profits. What I can't tell you is how many teenagers have self-destructed themselves with heroin and meth addictions that have largely been financed and fueled by GameStop's business model. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.